This is Professor of Medicine, Desiree Dubonnet, the man who left America to find freedom. He's no longer a man.
If I focus really hard, do my powers of quantum mechanics allow me to manifest reality? No.
We now know from quantum theory that we cannot manifest, create, or control the reality around us, but we can affect the reality around us. Not only can we affect the reality around us, but we also are in complete control of our interpretation of the reality around us. We can interpret what is happening. Does your mind cause everything that happens to you? Here's the kidnapping scene from Silence of the Lambs, based on a true story. She offers to help a person with difficulty.
Can I help you with that?
There are people believing in the secret, the law of attraction, and they will tell you that you cause 100% of all the things that happen to you. But that's a type of extremism that needs to be avoided.
It was a pure tragedy. 3 people killed on Christmas Day 2007 as they drove on US 19 in Hudson. But the Spring Hill man who pleaded guilty to DUI manslaughter is now using the civil trial to put the blame on the man driving the car he hit.
The victims in this case aren't here to tell their side of the story. Gerard and Denise Bassey, the high school sweethearts who left behind 3 grieving daughters, and Ray and Linda McWilliams, married for 23 years. Ray was driving.
These people and their survivors, they did not cause this to happen in their life. They did not make this happen in their mind. It's just not true.
This did not have to happen. This event was 100% avoidable.
Attorneys for the victims' relatives told the jury no amount of money will bring back those who were killed.
Person who accepts responsibility for the damage that he caused and the collision that occurred that day doesn't turn around and tell you that Raymond McWilliams is at fault.
Belmiak's sister is representing him in a countersuit, saying he deserves money for his medical bills.
We must explore personal responsibility and try to accept that things happen, but we do not cause all the things that happen to us. You see, we are all taught to help people in need. This is our upbringing. We are humans. We work together. We're a society. We need to be able to help people in need. And when we help others, the world's a better place, but we need to recognize that they're evil people.
Pictures of 28-year-old Simone Duran are how her 2 young daughters will have to remember her.
They miss her and they ask about her every day. They wake up in the middle of the night crying for her.
Just 3 and 4 years old, motherless, because she did the right thing. In 2018, after Duran stepped up to pick out a shooting suspect in a lineup, she was lured, kidnapped, shot 10 times, and killed before her body was set on fire.
It would be really, really cruel to tell the children, to tell the survivors, that they caused this. Now, the judge is going to be very strict because this was a gang event. And he needs to make sure that the proper people were punished. In this world, there are evil people. It happens every place throughout entire recorded history. There are evil people that hurt people, that have evil intent. We cannot change our entire society and stop helping people, but we need to also stop telling people that they're responsible for the things that happen to them like this. Yes, you can.
I want to push it all the way up.
You can't help people.
I really appreciate it.
But you have to be cautious.
That's great.
In our society,
Hey, are you about a size 14?
help them before they can do.
The vicious attack on a teenage girl outside a library left her paralyzed and blind. Kendrick Morris was supposed to serve 65 years in prison, but an appeals court ordered Morris resentenced because he was a teenager when that crime happened.
A life sentence for a rapist who left a young woman for dead 9 years ago.
I want to say that it's a victory, but it seems wrong to say that.
Kendrick Morris showed little emotion as the judge read his decision. Afterward, The loved ones of the woman he nearly killed shared a tearful embrace.
I believe justice was served, but in the end, you know, both lives now are sentenced to life.
Life in prison is the outcome Anna Donato wanted for Morris.
This woman did not cause this accident to happen, this horrible thing to destroy her life and affect her family, her children, her health. This woman did not plan to sit in a wheelchair and stay there her entire life. It is very bad to think, and it's a false belief, that we affect everything with our mind. Because there is evil out there. Here are pictures from serial killers of their victims. Harvey Gladman killed women, tied them to a table, killed them viciously, took photographs. There are other serious pictures here, shocking, actually heartbreaking, what people can do, and we don't cause it, we don't want that.
But it's wrong to think that all of these people caused that. Now, in the world, we talk about Janusian thinking. In Rome, the god Janus was the one who could see the future and the past, and he was there to look at both sides. Every doorway had Janus in it. He could look in and out. And we now know a thing called Janusian thinking. In Janusian thinking, conceiving of two or more opposite, supposedly antithetical ideas, but they could also be true simultaneously. This is known as Janusian thinking. So what we want to avoid is we want to avoid extremism, extremist thinking, that it's all or nothing. We want to try to avoid extremist thinking.
I believe there are certain things that can be connected to the law of attraction, but not everything.
It's not a law of attraction. That's an extremist idea. It's an effect of attraction.
Calling this as a law is a misleading and diluting the mind and misleading people. We have to change our belief and our thinking about it.
Materialism is just the opposite of this idealism of the mind. Both of them have some truth. Both of them have some false. It's all a blend.
Moderation in all things, including moderation.
Benjamin Franklin said this, so did Socrates. So we have to recognize we have to blend in things. It's a yin and yang.
And there are things what we can attract by believing in them, by focusing on them.
But there is a material world that we have to deal with as well. And there are evil people in the world that cannot be ignored.
And there is karma, what we can also not ignore.
So we have to blend this all together and understand more about our lives. Am I right, Rita?
Yes. We need to work on manifesting our goals, our dreams in a real reality. Being able to accept what we cannot change and we can affect, and we have to work on what we can change and what we can enhance.
Well said, Rita. So in the world of the yin and yang, there's an objective reality that cannot be ignored. There's a subjective mental force that allows us to affect and manifest things. And just like if we were to hit the golf ball into the air, nobody really knows where exactly to lie. We can't say that this person deserved to be hit. We couldn't predict it, because in the real world, things happen. Shit sometimes happens. And in the real world, there is freedom. There's freedom of choice. There's freedom of movement. We cannot predict with the force of science. We cannot predict everything with the force of our minds. We have to recognize that both of these work together. It's a yin and yang. We really don't know exactly what will happen. But we try to have the best effect with our mind, the best effect with our science. We try to calculate, we try to intuit, we try to affect things in many different ways.